Hello and welcome everyone to Porsche Cup Challenge. My name is Michael McLeod and I'll be your broadcaster tonight for this race here at Barcelona Historic. Joined with me in the broadcaster booth tonight, this afternoon for us, I think it's this morning for Adam Morrow. Adam Morrow.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's just about noon here in out west. But yeah, looking forward to this race as a historic track. I think this one's like when I was a kid. This was always in video games and stuff, so it's got some nostalgia to it. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, and me and you, we just raced here on Thursday. What's your take on this track? What do you think? What are your three main points for being a successful race for any and all of these drivers?
Yeah, good question. I probably need to watch the sprint and I'll probably get my 3 points from there because there was a lot to take in for me on Thursday as well. But it seemed like a long race, but I know they're all the same. But I think keeping your tires and keeping on track to your consistent lap times are what's going to do it for you. Because in our race on Thursday, it seemed like people didn't want to walk away with it. A lot of mistakes and a lot of people throwing it away.
Definitely. I actually agree with that one. There was, there's a lot of people who are spinning on their own and all that. This track, I gotta say, with such long, delayed, drawn out corners, it's gonna value drivers who are extremely smooth, not just with their steering, but with their pedals. You almost have to go onto your throttle, as if you're driving lazy, and driving slow ends up being fast. And if you try and be too aggressive within 1-2 laps, guaranteed your tires are going to be absolutely toast. And I think you know you know how that feels, having driven this on just this past week, right?
Oh yeah, you've summarized it pretty good there, and I wish I would have had those tips before the race on Thursday. There was clarity there for me, but I definitely recall, like you say, pushing that front and trying to get the car to turn, and instead of like these corners where you should just let the car come outside and stay on the throttle, you keep that speed up. But yeah, live and learn.
And it's definitely an interesting complex for all the drivers with this car, where your throttle is going to be what rotates your car throughout that corner and gets you that faster time. But if you overuse and abuse that throttle to rotate, you're going to light up those rear tires and have absolutely nothing left. You'll be going right off the track just equally as much as you're trying to use too much fronts.
Yeah, it's such a balance, this car. It's lots to take in, but that's why I guess why we keep coming back. It's a challenge and makes it so much more enjoyable when you nail it.
Yeah, and actually right here in front of me, we just recently put out a survey for our league, for the Porsche Cup Challenge League. Some of the questions, we have 33 people who responded.
Excellent.
Did you send yours in?
Group. Oh, you betcha. For
Oh,
probably
buddy.
the first one.
Oh, buddy. So we got, I'll go through some of the questions, some of them more important than others. I was actually a little surprised. I thought more people would be enjoyable or favorable for our Pro-Am divisions. We have, let's see, one car still out on track, I think. We've got 36% said very favorable opinion of the Pro-Am divisions, 24% said somewhat favorable, then 39% said no opinion. So I guess there's some people who love it, and then there's some people who are like, hey, take it or leave it. I'm good without or with.
So yeah, for sure. Everybody, could be a mixed one, right? The guys that maybe not in the pro but race well and finish up with the pros feel like, oh, they should be pro, but it wishy-washes back and forth. I'm sure it's a tricky one.
Another question we had, do you have a favorable or unfavorable opinion of the open qualifying? We have only 6 people said somewhat unfavorable, 2 people said very unfavorable, and basically the rest say they like it. So we almost have 65-70% of our drivers actually enjoy our open qualifying format. So, hey, you know what? That's pretty good to know.
Yeah, that's cool. There's always some drama that comes out of there for us too.
Open qualifying is a little bit of a skill, not easy sometimes, but yeah. Another interesting question: fixed or open setups. We have 75.8% of our drivers said they actually want us to continue doing fixed setup duplicated from iRacing with added fuel. We gave an option of slightly modified setup setup with a setup posted 1 week before the race, so maybe a little bit of an improved setup over the fixed setup, and only 4 people said they want that, and then 4 people said, hey, I want open setup. So that's a total of 25 people who absolutely love the fixed setup, and I gotta say, I vote fixed setup. What are your thoughts, Adam?
Oh yeah, I love the fixed setup, and kudos to all the PCC drivers too, because it shows when they get beat, they don't want to look for any other excuses but inward. So it's kudos for our drivers. No surprise there.
Absolutely, and that's actually why I agree with the fixed setup. We have a few more results, but I'll go through that later in between the races. But absolutely, it's nice to know you got beat because of driver skill, not because something else might have happened in between. It's just, I love that factor. The driver was faster because he was the better driver. And, it's a lot easier to try and find gains in that way. So here we go. Here is our qualifying is now complete. We've got Jürgen Frank on pole position. Congratulations, Jürgen Frank, for stealing that pole position from Philip the Hammer. Marvin Strail in second place. Philip Hammer. Ben G. Pedersen on 4th position. Wow, what a lap from Ben Pedersen. Great lap from the Aussie down under. Benjamin Pape, Misha Berger, Corey Lazarus, welcome back. We've missed you, buddy. Absolutely missed you. Then we've got Thorsten Seifer in 8th. We got Lee Holmes, Alejandro Tosi, Gregory Vranks, Ryan Winfield, Philip Straffarelli, Gordon Ramsay, Mark Oliver, Ruben Van Buell, Alexander Wilfert, Young Choi, Stefan Heineken, Bjorn Ritter, Alexander Redhead, Mark De Bruin, Glenn Humberstone, Rudolph Dombrowski, and Daniel Paul. Daniel Paul's first race right now, so being at the very back, I guess he'll be able to really enjoy the show.
Yeah, go get him, Daniel, and welcome. That's a nice grid.
Absolutely. That's a very strong grid. I gotta say, that's a very strong grid. What is the
happy to be spectating this one, that's for sure. You guys are fast.
These guys are too fast. Oh man. Yeah. I'm gonna just drop that, and there's the weather. It looks like we are now gridding. Here we go. And the lights are up. And the lights are off, and away we go. Here we go. Everyone's gotten a real good launch. It looks like Jürgen Frank, maybe not the launch that he was looking for. And here we, it looks like Bjorn Ritter is off into the grass in the very back there. Very unfortunate incident. I'm not sure what happened. We'll take a look later.
Might be taking a sniff there.
Yeah, and here is Misha Berger. And there is Thorsten Seifer trying to make a move and not able to make it happen. And it looks like Marvin Strail on the inside getting the better launch off that race start, able to make a pass on Jürgen Frank. And then Philip the Hammer in 3rd place in tow. Here we go, heading towards the next heavy braking zone, and let's see how this goes.
Young Choi. Another crash. Is that Lazarus?
Yeah, we're gonna have to take a look at exactly how that one happened.
Shame.
Absolute shame. Very unfortunate. But at the very front of the field, we're now seeing Marvin Strail, Jürgen Frank, and we're going to have to bring up Interville. Jürgen Frank, Philip Hammer, a little bit running away from Ben Pedersen. Ben Pedersen in 4th, just a little bit further back in that PGA golf car.
Nice. Pretty good start, though.
Pretty good start. Pretty good start from a lot of these drivers. I want to just quickly take a look at exactly how did all of that happen a little further back. And there's Gordon Ramsay, actually, before we do that. Trying to make a move on Alexander Wilfert. Wilfert not having any of it, and the shorter distance traveled is really going to be of his benefit. He's going to be able to get that launch out of that corner, and away he goes. So here is the incident real quick. Here's Alejandro Tosi. And it looks like between Corey Lazarus and Lee Holmes, and it's just a little bit of a chaos. And that was the beginning of the chaos on lap 1. Here's Gordon Ramsay taking another run down the inside on Alexander Wilfert towards turn 1.
Nice pass.
Nice pass from Gordon Ramsay, able to make it happen, make it stick, and he's now ahead of Wilfert.
Yeah, that braking zone where Gordon just passed that. I don't know about you, but I had a hell of a time getting that car stopped for that one in my race.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting corner. If you're following someone, you really gotta be very careful under braking because that lack of aerodynamic downforce at the very high speed, you will lock a front tire, rear tire, whichever ways your brake bias is set. It's
Yeah.
it's inevitable. I see Mark Lampert saying good luck guys in our chat on Twitch. Welcome to watching our stream from our Thursday races, Mark Lampert. And Chris
Yeah,
at
kudos.
SimRC looks like he's super excited, ready to go.
Looks
So,
like Ramsey's up 4 spots. Winfield's up 4 spots. That's good. Berger's leading the amateur division now. I'll just give you a quick run through of
oh, and
who's where in the points.
there goes Benjamin Pape, able to save the car and not lose, not damage it too badly, but losing a lot of spots. And then he's now out of that reverse grid top 8. That is going to hurt his season championship tally, I'm sure. But knowing Benjamin, he will be battling as hard as he can to try and get back into that reverse grid top 8. He has the talent to do it. Let's see if he can actually make it happen.
He's having a great season, really across the board, really consistent, good results, and that's why he's third in our pro division right now.
Absolutely. I'm going to just take a quick peek at the leader of the race, and it looks like these three are absolutely starting to gap the remainder of that field. Benji Pedersen is 2.4 seconds back, and then after that, it's Misha Berger following Ben. Then that's Thorsten Seifert, Ryan Winfield, Gregory Vranks, all in a very, very tight pack. None of them really letting the other get away. And then as you can see, Marvin Strail at the very lead with Jürgen Frank Philip Hammer in tow. So once we do a reverse grid, the reverse grid is of course the top 8 drivers. You're not going to have that opportunity to just run away with it. You're going to have that racecraft and figure out who can position their car a little bit better. And I personally, it's one of my favorite parts of our races is that reverse grid. I don't know, what are your thoughts there, Adam?
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorites too. It puts sometimes the weaker driver or one that had a bad sprint up in front to take the heat, and that also puts the guys that could be stomping on week in week out. It puts them in 8th place to work the way up through, so it gives them some guys a chance to run away with it. But it's always cool to see the top guys come through the field. Add some excitement to it.
I actually wanted to take a look at, here's Thorsten Seifert making a pass on Misha Berger. Oh, and that's exactly how it happened. So Misha Berger went a little bit off the track, and that had two cars just slide up in the inside of him, and he's now down to 7th place at risk of losing another to Gregory Vranks.
Just takes one little slip up like that, gobbled up.
Here is Ben G. Pedersen. He did, of course. So Ben Pedersen had a 10-point penalty from his previous race. The stewards deemed it a 10-point penalty. So he's now serving his drive-through. He's down into, looks like coming out in 15th, 16th place. So he's actually had such strong pace in this sprint race. He's not too far back. So it's going to put him in a real good spot, actually, I believe, for that feature race. And if anyone makes any mistake in front of him, he'll definitely be able to capitalize.
Jeez.
And here is Mark Oliver also serving a drive-through from penalties from his previous race and coming out in 23rd. Oh, what has happened to the hammer?
Don't see this very often.
Let's take a quick look. How did this one happen? Oh, no. Let's go a little bit back. It looks like he missed his braking point. Oh, here it is right there. A little bit of tire on the grass. He's gone off the track. And let's go back to live to see exactly how far down the order did he fall. He's all the way down into 16th position. So now Ben G. Pedersen's made up a spot on the hammer. And this is going to become one really, really interesting feature race.
Jeez. How quick it all could change.
Exactly, and this track will punish you very easily if you're not careful. Here's Ben making up some of those spots. He came out of the pits in 16th, now all the way up into 14th already. So Ben, he is just taking that penalty like a champ and just saying, you know what, I'm gonna take this penalty, I'm gonna serve it, and I'm gonna make up all the spots as after the after I serve it. Here he goes. He's looking at his next target,
Fired him up.
Stefan Heineken. He's definitely fired up. I gotta say, Ben is having an excellent drive out there.
That's good. Good to use it to your advantage. But he's got a fast guy coming behind him. But he's got still has a couple laps, some time to pick off some more to improve his position for the feature. Good to see Gordon up there. Oh,
Yeah.
there's Hammer not wasting any time.
No, Hammer not wasting any time. Absolutely not wasting any time. Making a quick, easy pass on Rudolph Dombrowski. Rudolph is up 8 spots total, and actually give us a run through this field and who's the biggest winners, losers of this sprint race.
So far, I mean, those top 3 are just stomp, or the top 2 Strail for sure. It's good. Well, I'm just noticing Winfield up 8 positions, so I think there's the 2 getting a good start and running away, and then working up like Ryan has.
Yeah. I see Samuel Spruill saying, wish I was struggling through this one with everyone, buddy. We wish you were out here too. Glad that you can at least wake up nice and early to watch the action.
Yeah, I miss having Sam out there, that's for sure.
And actually, look at Glenn Humberstone up 12 positions total. So he started, qualifying in 23rd? Is it 24th? Somewhere way back there. And now on a nice, happy island on his own in 11th. Up 12 total. Absolute wonderful drive from Glenn Humberstone. Totally notable drive. Excellent performance. Here is Philip Straffarelli following Glenn Humberstone. It looks like he's able to catch up to him, just slowly gaining on that delta. I'm sure he'll very soon be able to make a pass. I'm going to take a quick look at Benjamin Pape. Benjamin Pape, after that spin, all the way back into that reverse grid, just as we were saying, that pace that he's got and the performance he's had all season is now at work, and he's into that reverse grid top 8, now trying to make Gordon sweat it out as he's trying to get up into 7th.
Yeah, Benjamin he looks sharp. His car, he just looks fast right now, making good lines. It feels like he could put his car anywhere on the track and make some time. He's looking great.
Absolutely. He is really throwing all the attack lines at Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay, of course, throwing those defensive lines back at him. And this has become quite a battle between these two drivers.
They don't want to take each other out. That would be the worst, because they're in a good spot for the reverse grid, like you were saying. And then, Wilford's back there. He knows what's going on. He's just waiting for something.
Definitely. Wilford in 9th position. I think if I was Wilford, I wouldn't want 8th with the strength of field that we have here tonight. But of course, you know what? Even if he does make it into that sprint race, it gets him further away from the Hammer and Ben G. Pedersen, who both clearly have very strong pace, who are in 13th and 14th currentently.
Yeah, that's just mixed up for sure.
So regardless... Sorry?
I was just saying, Lazarus is doing a little bit of damage control there. He's at least stopped some of that bleeding, but let's see what he could do in the future. He's going to be having to claw his way up, but he's a guy with some speed that can do it. A little throw him a bone a bit. I think he's on new equipment, if I'm right, so it's going to take some while for him to warm up to that.
Definitely. Here we go with Thorsten Seifert leading the charge of Ryan Winfeld, Misha Berger, and Gregory Vranks down that start-finish line, heading into turn 1. Ryan Winfeld closing that gap under braking, really starting to apply that pressure for the third and final podium position in our sprint race. We have 4 minutes to go. There's still quite a bit of racing, and it is getting closer than ever, absolutely heating up. Not too far back, and it's still Benjamin Pape and Gordon Ramsay really duking it out. Gordon Ramsay's definitely going to have to throw some defensive lines here. Here we go. Round the outside. Benjamin not able to make it happen. Is this the over-under? And Gordon is definitely making him work for it.
He just has that right spot, just enough to tease you, but not enough for him to make it happen.
Oh, definitely. And here's Benjamin. Oh, not able to get the power down. He is going to lose some time heading out of that turn 5. And Wilford closing the gap.
Yeah, he's filling his rear view mirror full of Wilford there, and another guy right behind him who's at Van Buell.
Van Buell, and with the exact same paint scheme as we see on Benjamin Pape, so they must be teammates. Let's go with that.
Yeah. Nice to see them out there trying to push into that top 8. Just Man, that's a tight one. Those two are scrapping at it, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. And Ryan Winfeld just a little bit further up the road, closer than ever, heading out of the last few corners onto the start finish line. And if you look even further up, you got Jurgen Frank closing the gap on Marvin Strail. He wants that lead back. Marvin Strail is going to throw that defensive line. Jurgen Frank going to have to go around the outside under braking. Here they go, nose diving as they slow that car for turn 1, 2. And Jurgen Frank is still side by side.
Whoa.
Marvin Strail. Oh, a little bit of contact between the two. And Jurgen Frank not able to make it happen.
Looks like in that battle.
I actually am seeing Benji Pedersen has crashed. Let's take a quick look. I want to see what happened to. Oh no, Ben! You're having
after that one.
That's gotta hurt. I know he's on a motion rig and in VR, so that is not going to be an easy one to just take. Here we go, back to the very front of the pack. Marvin Strail and Jurgen Frank battling out, lighting up those rear tires, trying to get the power down as best they can. They have 1 or 2 laps to go, so this is for all the marbles. I think this is 1 more lap to go. So they are not holding back anymore. They've been holding on to their off tracks and just absolutely ready to go for it right about now.
Oh, this is an awesome battle. Looks like they're having fun. You know, their teammates, countrymen, and 10-second gap on third. They're going at it. I love it.
Absolutely. And I feel bad seeing Benji Pedersen out, though. He was having such an absolutely wonderful recovery drive from after serving that penalty.
That's a bummer, big time.
And he's gonna have to start from the very back, I guess.
He made up a lot of work. He knows he's got the speed. He could do it. Take another shot at it. He was doing the right thing, throwing caution to the wind and going for it.
Here is Philip the Hammer. He is 5 seconds back from Ruben Van Buell, so I think 11th may be where he finishes this sprint race. Definitely not where he wants to be, but it's where he is currently, so we'll see how that goes. Here's Corey Lazarus trying to do some more damage control. Now he's down only 8 positions total, making a pass on Philip Straffarelli. I'm going to have to say Philip was giving that one up easy, if to be honest.
Yeah, kind of. Straffarelli is interesting. He's got some speed and he runs up front, so it's, I feel like he's on a breakthrough here, so let's see what happens in the future.
Absolutely. I'm going to just head right back. Here's Philip Straffarelli. He's putting the pressure back on to Corey Lazarus. There we go. So maybe he went off the track and he didn't actually want to give it up easy. Here he is fighting right back to get that spot.
He's probably listening to this stream or something, and he said, you know what, guys? Boom, passes him back.
And here is Ryan Winfeld and Thorsten Seifert battling it out as they're heading around turn 6, 7, 8, and Thorsten Seifert able to stay ahead. And all of this striking and attacking from Ryan Winfeld may start opening up the door for the cars behind him. Here is Gregory Vranks, and it looks like Benjamin Pape actually did make that pass on Gordon Ramsay. Was it Gordon Ramsay in 7th? Or there's Benji Pedersen off again. Was that Ben? I'm not sure what he's doing. I guess golf. Oh, that was Ben. Golfers love the sand. He's off in the sand trap once again. And here we go at the very front of our race. Marvin Strail coming across the start-finish line, winning this sprint race. Congratulations, Marvin Strail, for holding off Jurgen Frank. What a race, both of you. Here's Thorsten Seifert coming across the finish line for the very last time in 3rd position. Congratulations, Thorsten Seifert. Ryan Winfeld, Misha Berger, Gregory Vranks. Here is Benjamin Pape coming across in 7th. Gordon Ramsay in 8th, so he'll be starting at the very front of our race in the future. Good luck on that one, Gordon. Didn't work out so well for you at Belle Isle, but I wish it does this time. Here's Lee Holmes, Stefan Heineken, after that going off track on that first lap, able to recover and all the way back up into 13th. Philip the Hammer is in 11th from his recovery drive. Here's Rudolph Dombrowski. Corey Lazarus, Philip Straffarelli did in fact finish behind Corey Lazarus in the end. Glenn Humberstone was up 12 positions, up 6 total in the end, and there we are. There is Mark Oliver, Young Choi, and there they go, just trying to celebrate. Oh, there you go, Batman. No, Batman. Oh. I'm sure Twitch is gonna tag me for using that soundtrack right about there.
Hey, you're good. Copyrighted.
Oh, I'm
Whatever the
using a
heck it is.
copyright soundtrack for Batman. Yep. So here we are. Here is our Heat 1 results. Marvin Strail, congratulations once again for winning that sprint race. Jurgen Frank for second place. Thorsten Seifer in third. Ryan Winfeld, Misha Berger, Gregory Vanks coming in right behind them. Benjamin Pape, Gordon Ramsay. So I'm really curious to see how this goes with Gordon Ramsay and Benjamin Pape out in front. So I really can't wait. It's going to be spicy, I'm sure. Then you got Alexander Wilfer in ninth, the safe place to be, I'd say. Ruben Van Buell, Philip Hammer in 11th. Quite a shocker there for all of us, I'm sure. Lee Holmes in 12th, Stefan Heineken 13th, Rudolph Dombrowski, then Corey Lazarus, Philip Straffarelli, Glenn Humberstone, Alejandro Tosi after going off track down to 18th. That's an unfortunate one. Ouchies. Mark De Bruin in 19, Mark Oliver 20, Young Choi 21, Bjorn Ritter an unfortunate race down to 22, Daniel Paul in 23rd, Alexander Redhead 24, and Benji Pedersen, I guess stuck in the sand trying to look for that golf ball still, is in 25th. He's gonna need a little bit of a sand shovel or a pail to get himself out of that one.
Man, yeah, that's he's got a lot of stacks and stacks of wood to chop his way out of this one. That's for sure.
But you know what? If there's anyone that can do it, it is Ben G. Pedersen. I definitely trust in the Benny.
Yeah, we'll be watching. That'll be a good one.
So now that you've watched that sprint race, what are your 3 key points, Adam?
You start still coming back for me. Get through the first couple laps, settle in, find your groove. I think I'm going with your point. Tires, pushing those tires. Let the car keep going straight, or some of those coming out of those corners, so you don't burn them up. And my third one, is kind of, keeping your cool. There's a lot of fast guys in there. It's stacked. You're not going to have any breathing room. There's going to be someone always fast coming from behind. So be aware of where you are, because there's some fast guys in the middle of the pack this time.
Yeah,
you
there's
use
always
it to your advantage or disadvantage.
There's always someone fast, and then there's always someone even faster.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Isn't that the truth? So is it worth it to battle it out? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. And, I've always heard you say there's a pecking order, and it's something that you tend to live by, no?
Oh yeah. And sometimes you got to break that too. Know that you've been practicing. If you have put in the work, that you belong up there too, and those are the ones you want to fight for.
Absolutely. You don't always have to follow the pecking order. It's just a little bit of a what did you say? A guideline, not a rule set.
Yeah, exactly. If a guy that's a little bit quicker than you, maybe you want to tussle it out with, but a guy that goes blowing off your doors every time, maybe let him do his thing and latch on as best you can.
I actually want to take a quickie peek just before the race starts. What is our weather? 26 Celsius track temperature. Okay, that's good to know. Here we go. The lights are up in the center of our screen. Gordon Ramsay's in the very front. Benjamin DePape here in second. Lights are up and the lights are off, and away we go. Here we go. Gordon Ramsay getting an excellent start. Misha Berger having an even better one up the middle. Here we go towards turn 1, and wow, here we go. Here is Gordon Ramsay is actually well into the lead. Benjamin Pape in second. Gregory Vanks, Misha Berger, and it looks like we have had there's Benji Pedersen already way up. I'm not sure what happened there. That is a little bit of an unfortunate incident, but away we go. Here is Gordon Ramsay in the lead.
Awesome start by Ramsay. Got a good jump, nailed that first tough corner on cold tires, and he just needs to keep doing what he's doing here. It'll be interesting to see how he holds on.
Absolutely.
He could drive a wide car too, as we know.
Absolutely. And here's some brakes being locked up and some tire smoke, and looks like everyone able to still make it through safely. Here we go. Philip the Hammer is already up 4 spots total. He is a man on a mission. Now making it beat past Ryan Winfeld. Ryan Winfeld down 3 total. Thorsten Seifer down 3 total. And so Philip the Hammer already up in 7th.
See if Winfield can recover here. Maybe things are happening a little bit too quick for him right now, but hopefully he can settle in.
And And actually, if we go back to Benji Pedersen here, he is battling out with one of his country mates, Corey Lazarus, both of them from that World Down Under. It looks like they made a pass on Young Choi, and now away we go. Here is too wide into the final few corners with Alexander Wilford. Oh, and those are extremely tight margins between Heineken and Tosi. And Heineken getting the best of that battle, but Tosi is going to be able to swing right back as they head down this start-finish line with an easy draft pass.
Jeez, these guys are going at it.
And even further up the field, there is Jürgen Frank making a pass nice and easy on Benjamin Pape. And, oh, it looks like, is this the... this is Thorsten Seifert. He is being challenged by Ruben Van Buell. Wow. There is the Hammer making a nice easy pass on Gregory Ranks up the inside. Just, almost a little tap. Nice care from Gregory Ranks not to make contact, and Philip the Hammer is now through nice and safe.
Good heads-up play for sure. I'd love to see it.
Here is Jürgen Frank. He is closing the gap on Gordon Ramsay, and he is closer than ever. Gordon Ramsay is about to lose his position, is my prediction anyhow. Especially, is Jürgen Frank going to go for it? He is going to back out, wait for a little bit of a better opportunity down this straight right here. Gordon Ramsay, is he going to throw that defensive line, or is he going to give it up easy? He is letting him take that inside, and he is letting off the throttle just a little bit and saying, you know what, hey, run away. I'm going to take your draft and use it to my advantage and hopefully run away from these cars behind me.
Yep, it's a good play.
Here is Alejandro Tosi battling it out with Heineken still. These guys are absolutely duking it out. The gloves are off from the very beginning. Absolutely just gloves off, battling it out. you know.
They go cold tires, doesn't matter. They're going at it right from the gate dropped. These kids are going to, what's that, Wilford right up ahead of them? Wilford better turn it up because these guys are hot.
Absolutely, and Wilford still has a draft of his own to Lee Holmes, who also has a draft to Thorsten Seifert, who has a draft to Ruben Van Buell. And here we go out, Alejandro Tosi looking at the inside on Wilford, not able to get up alongside quite in time, and so he's going to have to wait a little bit longer to figure out how to get through eventually. Here we go, heading into turn 4, Philip the Hammer, following along here with him, car number 60, of course. He is closer than ever to Misha Berger, trying to get to the very front of our grid. And here is Marvin Strail, who wasn't able to get through that field just as quickly as his teammate Jürgen Frank. He's now looking at how to do it, how to get through. And it looks like Benji Pedersen making some passes on the field here on Young Choi, under braking on the inside into turn 5, and away he goes. Young Choi not giving up easy. Oh, and Young Choi's losing control. There he goes.
Bummer.
Absolute bummer, yes.
Still early in the race, get back on and see what else you could do. It looks like Lazarus has kind of broken off from Pedersen there. The two Australians working through the field.
Oh, and Marvin Strail trying to go round the outside on this sequence of corners, and that is no easy feat, able to make it happen. Oh, a little bit of contact, able to hold it together and complete the pass. Wow, what a beautiful pass from Marvin. Wow.
That was wild. Don't see many passes there. Both drivers, man, they were on that thin ice there. Nice driving.
Absolutely thin ice, and he just made it stick.
That was awesome.
Absolutely. So give us a run through some of our biggest winners, losers, and movers and shakers in our our feature race, Adam. Who's the
definitely the pro coming through the amateurs. Pedersen there, he's up 10. Still a long way to go. Frank, Strell, Pape, those guys are still moving pretty quick coming through. It's going to be interesting how Ramsey can either fight these guys off or latch on, but right now he's driving pretty good.
Absolutely. And a driver we haven't mentioned too much of today here is Lee Holmes, who's battling out, of course, with number 76, Thorsten Seifert. Lee Holmes is one of our top 3 amateur drivers in our standings. How is that looking right now for standings points?
Right now we got Burgers in the lead. Holmes in second. He's got 295 points, and Burgers got 320. So there's a, 25-point gap there, but 2 rounds left after this one. So, and then Winfield's in third, not too far behind.
And
Uh-oh.
and that is just a quick replay of what happened to Glenn Humberstone
Oh.
and why he started tumbling down the order. And so that makes another easy pass for Ben Pedersen.
Yeah, do we know what happened to Winfield? He was up there, no? Down 12.
Let's see if... Oh, here's Ryan Winfeld. He is not having any luck at this track, especially in the feature races. Here is Winfeld taking a jump off of the track, it looks like, and maybe perhaps into the pit lane. There he goes. Oh! And that is exactly the reason of why he dropped down the order.
Ouch.
So here
Frank
is...
just put down those fast laps.
Wow. Absolutely. Jurgen Frank, 2.8 seconds ahead of Gordon. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how Marvin Strail gets by, when he can get by, because he clearly does have the pace to do it, and if he's going to be able to have enough time to catch up to his teammate, Jurgen Frank. Jurgen Frank just making the absolute best of it. Oh, and he's just throwing that move up the inside, faking Gordon out. Gordon, of course, wants the inside for the next corner, which will be a quickie left. Is Marvin able to go around the outside as we've already seen him do? Oh, a little bit of contact, door banging, and Marvin Strail is through.
Jeez, that's a hard corner.
That is an absolute hard corner with that downhill elevation change. It is not easy to go around the outside, and you can see Marvin Strail just making it work. What a beautiful pass from Marvin Strail.
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
I don't know if you've tried I don't know if you've tried that outside line, but oh man, not easy.
No, well, inadvertently, it almost gone off the track, but that's about it.
I see someone's asking about what happened to Corey Lazarus. Here's a quick replay of Corey going off the track. How did this happen? Corey was quite far up, but under this heavy braking zone, just a little bit too much throttle, and he decided to join his PGA golf buddy from Australia in the sand trap.
Did he change his pedals too, or just his steering wheel?
Just his steering wheel. It's, you know what, when you change equipment, you're so used to the stuff that you just really like, and it is hard to get used to it.
It really is. Yeah, it takes some time.
It definitely takes some time.
I don't think it'll take Corey long, though. He's probably learning a ton right now.
Absolutely. And I know that he used to use a circular steering wheel, the full rim. Now he's on a Formula wheel, so that's quite a change for him. Yeah, and Sam's correct there in our chat. He's saying Lazo's had a nightmare with gear this season, and Fanatec really letting him down. Absolutely agreed. It's been a real tough showing for Corey because of the gear issues. Absolutely love having him back. Can't wait for him to really give everyone a good run once he gets used to his new equipment. And yeah, absolutely exciting to see that happen. Here's Gordon Ramsay is under fire from Benjamin Pape. I'm really curious to know, how are Gordon's tires doing right about now? And I'm sure that it's not too good, because here's Benjamin Pape getting a real good run heading towards this hairpin, and Benjamin Pape choosing to not go around the outside as we've seen Marvin Strail do, trying to tuck in behind and find another time.
Yeah, and look who's there. Hammer there, and Frank's not too far behind too.
Yeah, I gotta say, after seeing how Gordon's been going, I would actually challenge round the outside, because if Gordon's tires are not doing too well, round the outside pass is definitely in order and definitely possible.
Yeah, and I think Gordon's driving a good race here too. He's pretty predictable, nothing erratic, driving a good race. So keep at. Oh, there he goes down there.
Here we go, Benjamin Pape round the outside on turn one on Gordon Ramsay, and is he able to stay alongside Gordon Ramsay, getting the best of it with the shorter distance traveled, and Philip Hammer able to make a best of the cars in front of him, battling it out, and make a pass on Misha Berger. So Misha Berger is down 2 spots total now. Gregory Vanks now looking on Misha Berger up the inside potentially. So this has gotten absolutely spicy very, very quickly.
Yeah, kudos to Gordon. That T1, he's been nailing that all day, all race. So, way to stick with his guns, knowing that he could pull that off, and he's holding on to the lead.
If there's any corners to practice all race long and get right, it's that last corner onto that start finish line or turn one.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're tricky.
Here's Gordon Ramsay being challenged once again. This is definitely an interesting corner to challenge a car on. Going too wide through here slows you down a lot. So let's see what happens here. Oh, and Philip Hammer now wants a piece of this action.
Damn, Berger usually keeps Hammer behind quicker, but man, Hammer's on a move, on a mission here.
Absolutely. Philip Hammer is, he's definitely going to try and find a way to get through. We know that. His pace clearly has been faster, but of course you can't just bang your way through. You got to really find a way to win this chess match. And
Yeah, yeah. What do you think of you? I thought you had a good chess match drive there on Thursday. You know, you started back with me there and worked your way up, picked the guys off, and almost tracked down the leader. So, I was impressed because, a little battle there. But when the race is on, it feels like you don't have enough time. But if you ease into it and find your groove and put your charge on near the end of the race, anything could happen.
You know what? That's actually a little bit of an illusion. Oh, a little bit of contact from Gordon Ramsay and Benjamin Pape, but that's actually a little bit of an illusion that there's not enough time, and there absolutely is enough time. The race is a lot longer than you think, and you don't have to rush any passes. You can just take your time, and it will happen if you just place your car correctly. And if you have the pace, just push the cars around you and they're going to wear their tires down. Oh, a little bit of contact between Gordon and Benjamin. Unfortunate.
That's too bad. Those guys were driving such a good race.
Oh, it's definitely the moment that you really don't want to see. An unfortunate time for both drivers, but and there is Philip the Hammer, who is now through. Philip Misha Berger directly behind now that they have no cars in front of them for Philip the Hammer anyhow. I'm really curious to see how their paces will start peeling out from what's unfolded in front of them. Of course, you got Lee Holmes, Gregory Ranks directly behind, and these three amateur drivers are battling it out for some good season championship points. How is it looking for Misha Berger, Lee Holmes, and Ryan Winfield, the three top amateur drivers?
They're looking pretty good. Berger's doing everything he needs to do, that's for sure. And Holmes is in second, and we need to see Winfield up there getting ahead of Berger or Holmes to get anything in the points. Franks isn't really in the running. He's in 18th actually. He's missed a lot of races, but this is one of his best drives in the amateur division this season as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually want to just take a quickie look exactly how did that moment happen between Gordon Ramsay. Let's just take a quick look and just to see how did that happen. It looks like Gordon Ramsay not able to get on the throttle as soon as he was hoping, and Benjamin Pape making contact with the rear of Gordon Ramsay.
That's a bummer, but we talk about the tire wear and stuff like that, but those guys were battling almost the whole race. Maybe that intensity kind of did some mental wear on the guys. You just never know. That there's a factor in sim racing as well, how long you can keep concentrating or driving at your limit. And stuff like that happens. Maybe your patience runs out, but you always got to do a kind of time check. That happened not even before the halfway point.
Absolutely, and Gordon being one tough defender, it's not easy to make a pass on him, and it was just, in some ways, we've definitely seen that before, where Gordon really defends hard for a long time, and it does actually end up in a crash. Usually not so well for Gordon.
Yeah, it's a bummer because he was driving good. But I'm guilty of it too, being stuck behind someone in the real life tracks. Your blood starts boiling, your mind starts racing, but you just gotta kind of take a breather and let it come to you a little bit.
Yeah, Yeah, it's definitely part of racing that people don't talk about too much. Mindset and how to keep your mind in the game to the point that you can still beat the guy because you got the pace, and you can keep your brain together in a way that it basically makes him look silly. And it's definitely one of the hardest things to do while also trying to drive your car on the very limit. The hmm?
Pedersen's still picking guys off. Looks like he's up 13 spots. Hounding someone there, Tosi. Tosi's doing pretty good too, up 7 spots.
And then he
Heineken up front.
And then Bjorn Ritter is also up 9 spots. So he started way in the back, 22nd or so, and he's now up into 13th. So that's quite a drive from Bjorn Ritter, being followed by Ryan Winfeld. After his spin, Ryan Winfeld down 9 total. So these two at least have someone to drive with and drive around. So that's nice to see.
Yeah, it's wild looking down the list of drivers. You look at each name there, and it's neat. None of them are any slouches, right? Each one of those guys in this grid is going to put up a fight. So, don't let them fool you. What they're doing out there is not easy.
Absolutely. 17 and a half minutes into our race. Let's take a quick peek at the leader of the race, car number 175, Jurgen Frank. He is 3 seconds ahead of his teammate Marvin Strahl, who you can see right here, car 275, coming across that start-finish line. He has them in his sights, and now this is just a battle of mental strength between the two. Who can hold it together, not make a mistake, because one mistake will have the other catch, or just be way gone into the wind. And if you don't look a little further back from these two, you got Philip the Hammer, who is still being followed by Misha Berger's. And what's been happening to Philip Hammer's pace if Misha Berger is directly behind? Or is it what's been happening Misha Berger's pace? Which one? Which one is it? Hard to say.
Looking like a German sweep right now, though. They got all top spots of the podium locked up there. I'll keep an eye on Marvin Strahl's interval there, but it looks like he might be losing a little ground right now.
Yeah, it looks like he started the lap at 3 seconds. Now he's at 3.3, 3.4. So he is slowly losing that gap. Here is Ruben Van Buell in 9th position. He's up 1 spot total. So not a lot of big gains, not a lot of losses. No losses, actually, if you're up 1 total. He's now under fire from Stefan Heineken, who's closed that gap and starting to think about how to make that pass. But of course, he has Alejandro Tosi directly behind. And Alejandro Tosi has shown strong pace all season long. And just a little bit further back, you got Benji Pedersen. Here is Alejandro Tosi trying to go around the outside on Stefan Heineken. He now has the favorable line around this corner, and is he able to make it stick and put the power down? And there he goes. Alejandro Tosi's shorter distance traveled, a lot of right turns, and there he goes. He's made a nice clean pass on Stefan Heineken. Now Benji Pedersen is in the line of fire, or sorry, I would say Stefan Heineken is now in the line of fire from Ben Pedersen. Ben Pedersen less than 3/10 away, not getting the exit that he wanted down that start-finish straight, and not going to be able to make a pass.
That Tosi and Heineken, they've been going at it since the beginning of this race, haven't they? Holy.
They have. They're definitely dance partners all day long here.
Damn, brutal. Pedersen's back there just foaming at the mouth, waiting for something to go sideways. He's 3 positions up ahead of him that he can move up.
Here is Gregory Ranks, and just going a little bit wide, and that explains the pass there. Here's a quickie replay of Ryan Winfeld making a pass on Bjorn Ritter, so the start-finish line straight. Ryan Winfeld taking the inside line and just making a nice, easy pass. Is that a ghost helmet I see in this cockpit of Bjorn Ritter? I'm going to have to take a look. That almost looks like a Scream helmet or something.
Oh,
I don't know. We're gonna have to take a look at that somehow another time. Either way, back to the racing. We've got Alejandro Tosi is still following Ruben Van Buell. He now has 1 less car between him and Ruben, so he can start thinking about that pass. And there is Benji Pedersen just a little bit further, getting the inside line on Stefan Heineken. And Stefan Heineken still on the favorable line here, holding his own, and shorter distance traveled will prevail. Benji Pedersen not able to get by.
You're gonna see a different side of Heineken here. He's putting up a fight today. Maybe it was him causing that with Tosi there, just being driving good and smooth and holding his lines.
Absolutely. Ben Pedersen not getting the exit he was hoping for out of that final corner. You can see his delta slowly dropping. The draft is just starting to take place, but not going to bring him up alongside. That final corner is so important for making a pass, and it's just unfortunate. Ben may be not as practiced on that corner as Stefan is, and that's going to hurt him in the long run. But luckily, Ben has him on the other corner, so let's see how this goes.
Jeez.
Here goes Alejandro Tosi up the inside of Ruben Van Buell, and shorter distance traveled once again, making it nice, easy, and clean.
Nice move.
Nice move, able to get it done, not lock a tire, and away goes Alejandro Tosi.
Wilford up ahead, pretty good gap though.
Where is?
See him.
Yeah, there is Wilford. Let's take a look. Where is Wilford? He has a 1.2 second gap to Alejandro Tosi. Alejandro Tosi, I think, has a little bit of pace on him. I'm going to just quickly pull up everyone's best lap time so you can see how fast can each driver go. So it'll give a little bit of an idea of who potentially could catch who. Wilford with a faster lap time over Alejandro Tosi, but of course, fastest lap time. Oh, something happened.
Was that Heineken?
Yeah, I didn't hear any door banging, but Heineken, I think, losing control. Those tires finally letting go and just going off of the track. Let's just take a quick replay of exactly how did that one happen. A little bit too much throttle is going to be my guess. And there it is, a little bit too much throttle. That rear engine of the Porsche just betraying the driver, and off he goes.
Man, I really felt the tires go on this one. I'm usually not too conscious of that. I'm not good at feeling it. But man, the front was pushing and the back end wanted to come out everywhere near the end of this race.
Yeah, and that definitely plays into one of the key points that I was mentioning earlier is you want to drive it almost as if you're driving lazy. Throttle nice and slow, everything very slow, progressive type of style, and it's going to give you huge benefits, especially down the long run of the race. At this point, when you got 6 minutes left, 24 minutes total, and it really helps. I'm going to just do a quick check-in with the leader of our race. This is Jürgen Frank up ahead. He's now got a 2.5 second gap to Marvin Strel, so he may have made some mistakes here, and Marvin's been able to catch up just slightly. And then you got Philip the Hammer quite a bit further back, 8.2 seconds from Marvin, so that's quite far. I don't think he's going to catch these two. But
I think Strel's picked it up. At least it feels like. Let's see what the timing comes through here.
Yeah. Let's see. This is a 1:45.1 for Jürgen Frank, and so they are very, very similar. Very similar lap times.
Yeah.
So they are quite far ahead, and yeah, looks like Jürgen Frank's got a better turn one, turn two. But this turn here, so, there is Marvin Strel catching him just a little bit. And then here's Philip the Hammer. It looks like this has basically become Team Germany up in front.
Big time, yeah.
These German drivers, they really show us how to do, eh?
Yeah, definitely. Good at all kinds of things. There's 5 of them in the top 10.
Oh no, Corey Lazarus has crashed. I want to see how did this one happen. Here is Corey Lazarus crashing. What happened to Corey Lazarus? As he heads into the hairpin, the heavy braking zone, his nose dives down and his nose turns in. Oh,
wow.
Oh, I don't know who. Ooh, I'm not sure what happened there, but that was a stopped car, and that's
kind of a blind there too, so you couldn't see him.
Maybe he was stuck in his bezel.
Oh, ouch.
I see. Let's see. Ruben Van Buell crash. Let's just to get a quick idea. How did that happen? How did he spin?
Oh, Buell crashed. He was driving awesome.
That was Buell that. Oh. Oh, and
Oh,
Buell went a little bit wide and a little. Oh.
ah.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for all, and yeah, that may be one for the steward on Buell. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it's gonna go to the steward. We'll see. Yeah, but jeez.
We'll have to see. Of course, it's incident submissions, submission by review only. If some drivers, they're like, you know what, they take it on themselves that this was my fault. I really could have avoided this, and they'll say, I'll leave this one alone. And then there's other incidents that happen, and people will submit it for review for a potential penalty. Sometimes there's penalties, sometimes there's not, yeah, it's all up to the drivers involved usually if they'd like to submit it or not, and so we'll see. We'll have to see how that one goes.
Sounds good. Look at Holmes really put down some good laps trying to catch up to Berger, who he needs to get ahead of if he wants to get some points on for the lead here. Berger's in the lead, and Holmes is in second. So see if he could put down. He lasts 3 minutes or so, less than 2.5.
We got 2.5 minutes left in our race. We got Alejandro Tosi closer than ever to Alexander Wilford. So he did, in fact, catch up to car 79. Wilford going a little bit wide, but able to put the power down to stay ahead. So Tosi is really going to have to find out how to put him through the paces and make that pass. So Tosi with the pace, with the better tires, clearly. Not the faster lap, but the faster average time. And you know, it's not about who can put the fastest lap down, it's who can get to that finish line after however many laps the fastest, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, he's driving good, nice and solid, and putting down those laps.
I see a little bit of a notification here that Bjorn Ritter, who had a great race for quite a while, went off the track. Let's take a look at how did that happen. Oh, and he was all on his own, locked a tire, and off he went. That is how he ended up in the sand trap. He was looking for his golf ball, and I don't know if he found it.
Jeez, all these golfers here.
All these golfers, absolutely all these golfers. Who are they doing here on a racetrack? Here's Alejandro Tosi. Is he going to be able to make the move up the inside on Wilford? Not quite able to get overlap. Alejandro Tosi still behind Wilford. Wilford really pushing that the performance of the tires under braking. Wow, Wilford really pushing his luck under braking on those tires. Let's see how long he lasts. He has 1 minute to go. This, I think, is the very last lap. And Jürgen Frank may trigger one more lap with his strong pace. We'll have to see. Cheese is right. Cheese is.
We'll see the difference in lines here. Tosi seems to be really flowing right now. Like you're saying, he's probably saved his tires.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge key. You gotta save those tires so that when it comes to it, you want to battle it out. You can go around the outside. Someone who's really pushing their tires can't pass around the outside. I guarantee you, they need that inside line. So there you go. Here you go under heavy braking, round this tight corner. Tosi is a little bit ahead, and he's gonna have a favorable line as he heads through this long right-hander. And the better tires is always the way to go. Understanding how to drive in a way that do not destroy your tires.
Nice pass.
Here's Glenn Humberstone has gone off the track and lost a few positions. Oh, there it is, and that's Philip Straffarelli making a pass. Another golfer. Another golfer on our field. And this is Jürgen Frank on his very final lap, able to trigger one more lap. Marvin Strahl 2.4 seconds back. So he is able to close that gap just barely. but he's also just barely too far to make a pass. Unless Jurgen Frank makes a mistake, and he's not one to usually make mistakes. So he's definitely got this one locked and loaded. Philip the Hammer in third position after his feature race fumble, making up 8 spots total to round out the podium in our feature race currently provisional podium.
Yeah, it's a good drive way to come back and get the podium. So that's amazing.
Here is Lee Holmes. This is Gregory Ranks. He's down 3 spots, having an absolute wonderful drive. Starting at the very front of the field in the feature race is not an easy feat. And Gregory Ranks showing that he can get it done. Oh, and Alejandro Tosi did make a pass on Wilf. Oh, right. It was around the outside, right. Yeah, we did see that one happen.
Up 10 spots. Man, nice drive for Tosi.
And here is Jurgen Frank coming across that start-finish line for the very last time. Congratulations, Jurgen Frank, winning this race. Congratulations, Marvin Strahl coming in second place. What an excellent drive.
All the way.
Yeah, and Philip the Hammer in third place. There is Misha Berger coming across in fourth. Lee Holmes really...
Yeah.
Oh, really battling it out and ending in fifth spot. Gregory Ranks in 6th, Thorsten Seifert in 7th, Alejandro Tosi in 8th, and that finishing position for Lee Holmes is really going to help him in the season championship and get him closer to Misha Berger. But although his sprint race maybe not ideal. Oh,
yeah, oh.
A little bit of a parade lap for our drivers. That's actually nice to see. But, you know, there's still a race going on. There are still some drivers that haven't crossed that start-finish line. There goes Alexander Redhead in 15th. Here is Philip Straffarelli in 16th position. Glenn Humberstone coming across in 17th. Here's Rudolf Dombrowski. And he's coming across that start-finish line, followed by Corey Lazarus in 19th. Benjamin Mapape, I'm not sure what happened to him, but I think he either ran out of fuel or he gave... Oh, no, he did finish. He did finish.
Yeah.
And I think there is the end of our race. So that is Jurgen Frank in first position, Marvin Strahl in second. Congratulations, both of you guys, for just absolutely dominating that reverse grid and driving away. What a performance. I hope to see you guys both come back and go Team Germany.
Yeah, that was awesome. Good race, flying out there. Seifert too, quietly, good ride in the top 10 there. You know, Winfield too, had a couple mistakes, but top 10 is good.
And then there is Philip Hammer in third position. There's Philip the Hammer in third position, Misha Berger in fourth, Lee Holmes in fifth, Gregory Ranks in sixth, Thorsten Seifert in seventh, Alejandro Tosi all the way back up into eighth position. What a great drive. He is up 10 spots total after that little bit of the sand trap visit in the first lap of the sprint, as we saw. Alexander Wilford able to hold on to his own, stay in ninth position. You think he started in ninth, ending in ninth? That is going to give him some really good, seriously good points for his amateur season championship run. Ryan Winfeld in 10th position after going off Stefan Heineken. What a battle Stefan had. I hope he had fun out there, and I'm sure he's going to need a cold shower after that one. What do you say about that?
Man, it never ended for that guy. Holy smokes, good drive.
Absolutely did not ever end. Mark De Bruin in 12th position. Bjorn Ritter up many spots to 9 spots total gained. And Bjorn Ritter in 13th. Gordon Ramsay down 13 spots in 14th. Alexander Redhead is up 9 spots total from where he started. So Redhead had a really great drive, it looks like. And then we've got Philip Straffarelli in 16th, Glenn Humberstone in 17th. And then Rudolf Dombrowski, 18. Ben G. Pedersen, who had a great drive for quite a while, and just unfortunate with his tires, ended in 22nd. Young Choi in 23rd. Daniel Paul in 24th in his first race. I think he may have crashed out. And then Mark Oliver in 25th. So, Adam, what would you say are your favorite moments of that race?
It was cool seeing Franco, start to where he ended up, just wicked fast and just putting that gap on and getting away from everyone. And I liked a lot of those battles that we saw. The guys not giving up, even in the middle of the pack, the whole race they were going at it, fighting for the position. Just shows the depth of the field here. How about
Yeah,
you? What do you like?
um, I think my favorite part is Jurgen Frank just absolutely pulling away from that race start and just watching him go on that very first lap. It's just a
Yeah,
absolute artwork, and I just absolutely love that.
yeah, he was locked in, eh? Holy smokes!
And that now concludes the very end of our Euro Global race here at Barcelona Historic. I hope you all enjoyed the show. And with that, we will now watch the very beginning of the race and Jurgen Frank and exactly what did he do to get where he finished. And have a good night, everyone. I hope you do enjoy this broadcast back. And thank you for joining me in the broadcast booth, Adam. I'll always love having you here. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. And yeah, once again, thank you, Adam, for being here.
Thanks for having me, Mike. It's awesome.